Reaction. Virginia Republican Bob Goodlatte, he is chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Chairman, thank you for joining us tonight.
Good to be with you, Shannon, and your viewers.
Okay, so let me ask you, who do you think is responsible here? Is it San Francisco? Is it the feds? Or is it, as the White House has suggested, and the San Francisco mayor, House GOP lawmakers who refuse to go along with their version of immigration reform?
Oh, well, it absolutely is the responsibility of the parties that are responsible for enforcing our current law. That includes the Bureau of Prisons, which we learned today had a detainer presented to them by ICE. They turned him over to San Francisco instead of to ICE. It's ICE because they are not consistently enforcing our policy and releasing thousands of criminal aliens onto our streets. And certainly San Francisco should back away from this sanctuary city policy that leads to tragedies like this. And my heart goes out to Kate Steinle's family. This is really an avoidable tragedy. Now, as to the Congress, we have passed out of the House Judiciary Committee legislation that would address this very problem of sanctuary cities by imposing sanctions on cities who refuse to cooperate with federal law enforcement. But at heart of all of this is the issue of whether or not this administration is consistently enforcing our immigration laws. They are not, and if they would start by enforcing the laws already on the books, we could certainly move ahead with additional reforms of our immigration laws. We've already passed 4 bills out of our committee. So the issue here is enforcing the law. If the laws that are already on the books have been enforced by this administration and by San Francisco, this tragedy and many others, by the way, that occur every day when thousands of criminal aliens each year are released back onto our streets.
Well, Mr. Chairman, it seems that we have a loophole here because San Francisco, we know back in 2014, the sheriff's department there said that these detention orders that the feds give them saying, hey, when this guy gets out of jail, we need to know so we can come get him. They say they're no good. They don't legally recognize them as a sanctuary city. They say they're no good. And they say that when they took a look, there were no active arrest warrants for this guy, so they let him go. They don't recognize the feds' authority here. ICE says, we told them when this guy gets out, we're coming to get him. You have to let us know. But ICE didn't have an active arrest warrant out for him, so nothing showed up. So is this just a loophole that could happen around the country? We know there are 200-some cities that have sanctuary city policies and are not going to cooperate with the feds.
Well, it is a loophole, but it's a loophole created by the city of San Francisco and these other cities around the country, because why would you release someone who has been deported from the United States 5 times and has 7 felony convictions? Why would you release them back out onto your own streets without you contacting the feds? Certainly the feds could have done more than they did, but San Francisco also could have contacted them. And we also have to factor into this new issue where ICE had apparently notified the Bureau of Prisons, where he'd been incarcerated, to detain him and turn him over to ICE, and instead turn him over to San Francisco. Everybody messed up in this case, and the real bottom line here is you have to respect the rule of law, and cities should not try to write their own immigration laws that are contrary to federal law. They should cooperate with federal law enforcement and not engage in this practice of selectively saying, well, we may cooperate, we may not cooperate. The law is the law, and they should cooperate.
Yeah, and here that cost a young woman her life, devastating her family. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. This topic we know isn't going to go away. We'll stay with you on this.